The Best Pet, written by Penny Matthews, illustrated by Beth Norling. The Best Pet. Tom wants a pet he can play with. Monty the ferret is perfect. He's smart, he can run fast, and he loves playing hide and seek. An easy to read solo for beginning readers. The Best Pet, written by Penny Matthews, illustrated by Beth Norling. An easy to read solo for beginning readers. Chapter 1. Tom had lots of pets. He had 2 white mice, Bib and Bub. He had Archie the praying mantis. He had 3 tanks of fish, and he had an old tabby cat, Cleo. Tom loved looking after all his pets, but he couldn't play with them. Not really. Bib and Bub hid in their mouse nest all day long, and Archie hung upside down in his jar and ate flies. The fish swam up and down, and all Cleo did was sleep. Tom wanted a pet he could play with. Chapter 2. My Uncle Fred has ferrets, said Amy at school one day. Ferrets, said Tom. What's a ferret? Ferrets are smart, said Amy. They have soft fur and they can run fast. Uncle Fred has a little one to give away free. Can you have them for pets? Asked Tom. They make the best pets, said Amy. They like playing hide and seek. Chapter 3. I want a ferret, said Tom at breakfast the next day. Ferrets are fun and they make good pets. Mum made a face. Ferrets bite, she said. What if it bit the baby? And they smell. And they run at the leg of your pants when you aren't looking, said Dad. Amy's uncle has one to give away free, said Tom. How could we keep a ferret here? Said Mum. We live in a flat, not on a farm. They don't need much room, said Tom. Please, can I have one? I don't know, said Mum. I'd like to see it first. Now eat your toast and get ready for school. Chapter 4. On Saturday, Tom went round to Amy's house. Her Uncle Fred was there. So you want a ferret? He said to Tom. Uncle Fred had a box. He lifted the lid. This is Monty, he said. Tom saw a small face, a face with bright eyes and round furry ears. Monty put his front paws on the edge of the box. They were big paws with strong, sharp claws. He squeaked at Tom. Tom smiled. He wants to play with me, he said. Did you ask your mum and dad if you could keep him? Asked Uncle Fred. Yes, said Tom, but Mum said she'd like to see him first, so can I please take him home now? OK, said Uncle Fred. If he gets hungry, give him some cat food. Chapter 5. Tom carried the box into his bedroom. Cleo was on the chair. Look, Cleo, Tom said, I've got a new pet. Tom opened the box, and Monty jumped out onto the bed. Cleo took one look and ran out of the room, fast. Monty stood up on his back legs and squeaked at Tom. You're hungry, said Tom. I'll get you some food. He put Monty back in the box. First, Tom went into the living room. Mum was feeding the baby, and Dad was asleep on the sofa. Mum, said Tom, I've got something to show you. Not now, Tom, said Mum. But it's something you want to see, said Tom. Show me later, said Mum. Tom went to the fridge and put some cat food on a plate. He took the plate back into his bedroom. Dinner, Monty, he said. Oh no, the box was empty. Tom looked under the bed. He looked in the pile of clothes on the floor. He even looked to see if Monty had climbed up the curtains. He did find something Monty had left behind, but Monty himself had gone. Chapter 6. Tom raced into the kitchen. No Monty. Cleo was there with her tail all fluffed up. Meow, she said to Tom. Not now, Cleo, said Tom. In the living room, he He looked under the sofa, behind the TV, on top of the bookcase, under the rug. "Monty!" he called softly. There was a loud crash. The bathroom. What a mess! Baby powder spilt everywhere. Soap had sharp teeth marks in it. Shampoo dripped into the bath. Torn loo paper was all over the floor like snow. White, powdery footprints led out the door. Chapter 7. There were more footprints in the laundry. Pot plants were tipped over in the hall. Milk was spilt on the kitchen floor. Cleo was acting crazy. "Meow," she said. "Meow." Mum came into the kitchen and saw the milk on the floor. "Cleo," she said. "Bad cat." She picked Cleo up and put her out the back door. "Monty," hissed Tom. "Stop playing hide and seek. I give up. Where are you?" Chapter 8. "Help!" shouted Dad. Mum came running. Tom came running. "It's a rat!" shouted Dad. Thud! Thump! "Get it out!" Dad yelled. "It's running up my pants!" "Don't be afraid, Dad," Tom said. "It's only Monty." Out of Dad's jumper popped a small face, a face with bright eyes and round furry ears. Dad looked at Monty. Monty looked at Dad. "Who did you say it was?" asked Dad. "It's Monty, Dad," said Tom. "He's a ferret." He picked Monty up. Mum said she wanted to see him, and here he is. "He has a very sweet little face," said Mum. Said Dad, rubbing his leg. "He has very sharp little claws." Mum sniffed Monty's head. "He doesn't smell," she said. "He does run up the leg of your pants when you aren't looking," said Dad. "He doesn't bite," said Tom, "and he doesn't take up much room. Please, can I keep him?" Chapter 9. "He'll need a lot of looking after," said Dad. "I look after all my pets," said Tom. Monty squeaked. He stood up on his back legs and looked at Mum and Dad. "I think he likes us," said Mum, smiling at Dad. "OK, Tom, you can keep him." "Hooray!" said Tom. "Thanks, Mum. Thanks, Dad." He took Monty back to his bedroom and showed him to Bib and Bub and Archie and the fish. "Look," he said, "Monty's coming to stay." Bib and Bub hid in their mouse nest. Archie ate a fly. The fish swam up and down. Tom gave Monty a hug. Monty squeaked again. He jumped out of Tom's arms and dashed for the door. Tom made a grab for him, but he was too late. "Ah, Monty," said Tom. Penny Matthews. My son has had a lot of pets. Fish, finches, hermit crabs, and of course our lovely old cat. He once had a baby praying mantis and he fed it with flies every day. It grew very big. He has always wanted a ferret, but never had one, so I wrote this story for him and gave it a happy ending. Tame ferrets are clever and great fun, but they do need a lot of looking after, so a ferret may not be your best pet. Beth Norling. Here are some of the many pets my family and I have had over the years. I haven't put in all the goldfish or any of the silkworms because they're too small. I had to look at many pictures of ferrets before I drew Monty, the pet in this story, to get him looking just right. I have just had my first baby and he doesn't sleep a lot, so I've drawn Tom's mum and dad looking a bit tired with their new baby. I know how they feel.